This morning at 11:42 a.m., an earthquake was widely felt in Los Angeles Basin and the Inland Empire. The epicenter was 2 miles southwest of Chino Hills, and the preliminary magnitude is 5.4. We have so far, well, I have two numbers here, 24 and 27 aftershocks. 24? Okay, 27. Okay, and the largest of those was 3.6, and the 3.6 was also felt by people. The depth of the earthquake was about in the range of 7 to 8 miles. We're still working on the exact value, and we know that the motion was thrust. In other words, the quake occurred on a fault where one side was thrust up over the other side during the earthquake. And we know it was widely felt. The two maps on the wall here, this is our instrumental intensity map, and this is our did you feel it map, which is actual responses from people on what they did feel. And behind the people over there, you can see the actual seismograms that were recorded with instruments.
Dr. Hutton, in the ongoing debate about earthquake predicting, was there any warning of this at all, even in seconds?
No. What we have been talking about with the earthquake early warning system is for a quake that starts on the San Andreas at a distance from the city, okay? And in that case, we would get the seismic signals from our stations at the speed of light way before the waves getting here, okay? But this quake was right in the city, so even if it had been a very large earthquake and our early warning system had been operational, which is not yet, we still wouldn't have gotten more than a second or two warning because the waves got here at the same time as the computer was processing the data, okay?
Dr. Hutton, you can't identify this fault yet, but what is the closest identifiable fault? Do you have that to where this epicenter is?
You know, I think that would be leading into speculation that I don't think I want to do.
What are the chances this is a foreshock?
Any earthquake in California, there's a 5% chance that the earthquake is a foreshock. Okay, and most of that risk is in the first day. Actually, most of the risk is in the first few hours. But by the time you get 24 hours after the earthquake, it's down to about 1%. Okay.
So it's dropping off precipitously now.
It's dropping off gradually.
And how often can we expect these aftershocks? How long do you think we'll see them after the original quake?
Well, we've had 27 so far, and they are becoming less frequent with time. And most of them are actually small enough that people are not feeling them. But I would not be too surprised to find people feeling aftershocks over the next few days.
What would the magnitude likely be? Are we all going to be in the threes, probably?
Well, most of them are going to be much smaller than that. Bulk of them will be in the 1s and 2s, okay? But there might occasionally be earthquakes or aftershocks in the 3s. There might even be a 4. And, you know, there's always that 1% chance that there could be something bigger than 5.4.
The location now, the amplification of the ground shaking, is that because of the sedimentary nature of the valley where this aftershock or where the main shock took place?
Well, this earthquake took place in the hills, in the Chino Hills, okay? And it actually was probably, and I haven't looked at the data yet, but it probably was felt a little more strongly in the flat parts surrounding the hills than it was in the actual hills themselves, even though they were right on top of it, because of the fact that the soft sediments amplify ground shaking. Okay, it's sort of like a bowl of Jell-O. You know, if you have your bowl of Jell-O and you shake it a little bit, the bowl just moves a little bit, but the Jell-O goes like this, all right, because it's very soft. And the sediments in the LA Basin do the same thing for earth.